Every small town has its secrets, but deep in the forests of Northridge, hidden among the majestic mountains, there was one special secret that overshadowed all the others. People did not like to talk about this place. Legends and rumors about the old house on the hill were passed down from generation to generation, like dark whispers that made blood freeze in veins and hearts tremble with fear. Anna, a young woman with penetrating brown eyes and chestnut hair, was returning to her hometown after many years of absence. The reason for her return was a letter from her grandfather, whom she had not seen since her childhood. The letter contained only a few lines, but their content was exceptionally disturbing. "Anna, I need you to come back. It's time to learn the truth about our house. Loving you, Grandpa." The letter seemed old, with yellowed edges, as if it had been waiting for her for many years. But as soon as Anna opened it, she realized she had no choice. The ghosts of the past were pulling her back into the dark depths of her family's secrets. Upon arriving in Northridge, Anna immediately felt the oppressive atmosphere. Memories of her childhood surfaced in her mind like images from a long-forgotten dream: the old house, the overgrown garden, strange sounds at night. The road to the house was overgrown and almost forgotten, as if nature itself was trying to hide it from prying eyes. People she met along the way looked at her with suspicion and fear, as if they saw the living embodiment of an ancient curse. Her grandfather's house stood on the top of a hill, towering over the surroundings like a silent witness to bygone times. It looked as if it had not seen maintenance for many years: peeling paint, broken windows, a roof overgrown with moss. But what struck her most was the atmosphere, a feeling of hopelessness and fear that enveloped the place like a dense fog. Inside the house, Anna was met by the smell of mold and old wood. In the living room, she found an old photograph of her grandfather, grandmother, and herself as a little girl. On the back of the photograph was an inscription: "It all started here." Anna decided to explore the house. In the study, she found her grandfather's old diary. The diary was full of entries about strange events happening in the house: mysterious rustles, ghosts, inexplicable marks on the walls. Her grandfather wrote that this house was cursed, and only she could lift the curse. Following the entries in the diary, Anna learned about an ancient ritual that was supposed to banish evil spirits from the house. The ritual required special ingredients and artifacts hidden in different parts of the house and its surroundings. Anna realized that without this ritual, she would never find peace. With each step, Anna delved deeper into the dark secrets of her family. She found an old doll that belonged to her grandmother, an amulet that protected against evil spirits, and ancient books with spells. The whole process awakened long-forgotten memories and fears in her. When all the ingredients were gathered, Anna began the ritual. Night fell quickly, and the house was enveloped in thick darkness. She lit candles and began reading spells from the old book. Suddenly the house shook, and terrifying moans began to come from the walls. Anna realized she had awakened something ancient and malevolent. The evil hidden in the house was not going to give up without a fight. Ghosts of the past began to appear to Anna, trying to frighten her. She saw shadows moving around the rooms, heard whispers coming from dark corners. Her heart was pounding so hard it felt like it would jump out of her chest. But Anna did not give up. She knew she had to complete the ritual, or the evil would take her soul and the souls of everyone she loved. With the last spell, she felt the darkness begin to retreat. The candlelight grew brighter, and the house filled with a warm glow. The ritual was over, and the house fell silent. Anna felt a heavy burden lift from her shoulders. The evil was defeated, and the spirits found peace. At that moment, she heard a familiar voice. Her grandfather was standing at the door. He looked just as she remembered him, but with an expression of relief on his face. "You did it, Anna," he said. "Our house is free now." Several months passed since Anna freed the house from the curse. She decided to stay in Northridge and restore the old house, making it a cozy and bright place. The town changed too. People became friendlier, and the dark clouds seemed to disperse over Northridge. Anna found her place in this town and realized that her destiny was to protect those she loved. The story of the old house on the hill became just a memory, but the lessons learned from it stayed with her forever. Anna spent her days restoring the house and often thought of those who had lived there before her. Her grandfather had told her stories about their ancestors, about their battles with darkness, and how this house had always been a focal point for mystical forces. One day, while sorting through the attic, she found an old chest containing letters and diaries of her ancestors. These documents shed light on many mysteries of her family and the house. She learned about her great-grandmother Elizabeth, who was a renowned healer and witch. She had protected the family and the house from evil spirits, but had once made a mistake that brought about a terrible curse. Elizabeth had tried to fix her mistake, but her efforts were in vain, and the curse continued to haunt their family. In these letters, there were also mentioned rituals and spells that Elizabeth had developed to protect the house. Anna decided to study these documents and use them to banish the darkness once and for all. With each passing day, she delved deeper into the world of magic and spirits, becoming stronger and more confident in her abilities. One night, Anna had a dream. In this dream, Elizabeth appeared to her and showed her the last, most difficult ritual. It required a sacrifice, and Anna realized that this would be her test. She knew she had to perform this ritual to free the house and her family from the curse once and for all. Anna gathered all the necessary ingredients and began the ritual at midnight when the moon was full. She felt the presence of her ancestors supporting her. The ritual was long and exhausting, but Anna did not give up. At the moment she uttered the final words of the spell, the house shook again, and she saw the darkness retreating, dissolving in the light. The next morning, Anna woke up on the living room floor. She was surrounded by light and felt that the house was finally free. The ghosts were gone and the curse was lifted. For the first time in many years, the house was filled with peace and tranquility. Anna continued to live in Northridge, becoming a respected member of the community. She helped people using the knowledge she had gained from her ancestors and protected them from evil. The house on the hill became a symbol of hope and strength, and Anna its guardian. Years passed, and Northridge flourished. People no longer feared talking about the old house, and it became a place where people came for help and advice. Anna felt that she had fulfilled her mission, and her heart was filled with gratitude to the ancestors who had helped her on this journey. The story of the old house on the hill became a legend, passed down from generation to generation. And although Anna knew that evil would always exist, she was confident that her descendants would be able to cope with it, as she had. The house on the hill became a place where darkness and light met, and where light prevailed. Decades passed, and the house on the hill underwent many changes. It became a place of attraction for paranormal researchers, historians, and curious people. Anna, now an elderly woman, watched as her house became a center of attention. She shared her knowledge and stories, helping people understand the true meaning of this place. One day, a group of young researchers came to the house on the hill, wanting to unravel the mysteries of the past. Among them was Lisa, Anna's granddaughter. Lisa had inherited her great-grandmother's abilities and was determined to continue her family's work. Lisa discovered an old spell book that her grandmother had carefully preserved. The book contained the rituals that Anna had used to banish the darkness. Lisa decided to study these spells and use them to protect the house and her family. One night, Lisa felt the presence of the darkness, which had returned for revenge. She knew she was in for a tough battle but was ready for it. She began the ritual, surrounded by the light of candles and the support of her ancestors. The darkness tried to take her soul, but Lisa did not give up. She remembered the words of her grandmother and great-grandmother, who had always taught her to be strong and unafraid. Lisa successfully completed the ritual, and the darkness retreated. The house filled with light and peace once again. Lisa understood that her family would always protect this place, and that evil could never defeat the light. Several more years passed, and the house on the hill became known as a place of strength and wisdom. People came here to learn how to protect themselves and their loved ones from evil. Lisa continued her family's work, teaching new generations and passing on the knowledge and experience of her ancestors. The story of the old house on the hill became not just a legend, but a living reminder that light always triumphs over darkness. And although times change, the spirits of the ancestors continue to protect this house. The house on the hill remains a symbol of strength and hope, a place where light always prevails over darkness. Many years passed since Lisa completed her ritual. The house on the hill transformed into a kind of educational center where people learned magic, history, and ways to protect themselves from dark forces. Lisa became a renowned teacher and mentor, helping many young people develop their abilities and fight darkness. However, the darkness did not disappear completely. From time to time, it returned, seeking revenge and trying to destroy the light that protected this house. But each attack became a lesson for new generations who learned to defend themselves and grew stronger. One day, a girl named Maria came to the house on the hill. She was young but had already been through a lot. Her parents had died under mysterious circumstances, and she was searching for answers. Lisa immediately sensed the strength and potential in her. She took Maria under her wing, teaching her everything she knew. Maria was a talented student and quickly absorbed knowledge. She read old books, studied rituals, and trained under Lisa's guidance. Her goal was clear: she wanted to find and destroy the source of the darkness that had killed her parents. After several years, Maria reached the height of her abilities. She felt it was time to set out in search of the darkness. Lisa, who had become like a second mother to her, blessed her and gave her all the necessary tools for this dangerous journey. Maria set off on a journey, following the signs and clues left by her ancestors. Her path was full of trials and dangers, but she did not give up. In each new place, she found answers to her questions and came closer to her goal. One day, she found herself in an old abandoned castle, believed to be the epicenter of the darkness. Maria felt that the power she sought was contained here. She entered the castle, lighting her way with a magical light. The darkness tried to engulf her, but Maria was ready for it. She began the ritual, using all her knowledge and strength. The battle was long and exhausting. The darkness did not want to give up its positions, but Maria was unwavering. She remembered her parents, Lisa, and all those who had helped her on this journey. This gave her strength. With the final spell, she managed to defeat the darkness, destroying its source. The castle began to collapse, and Maria hurried to escape. She understood that her mission was accomplished and that she could now return home. When she returned to the house on the hill, she was met with honors. Lisa was proud of her student, and Maria knew that her parents had finally found peace. Years passed, and Maria became the new mentor, teaching a new generation of magicians and defenders. The house on the hill continued to be a place of strength, light, and wisdom. People came here to learn and find protection from the darkness. Maria's story became part of the legend that inspired many to fight against evil. And although the world changed, the spirits of the ancestors continued to protect this house. The house on the hill remained a symbol of strength and hope, a place where light always prevailed over darkness.